to the cloud. I'm going to share screen. And I'm going to come down here, pull this up, pull this bigger, hit this. Bam, here we go. Well, I'm very, very excited to be here. My name is Michael Epstein, and I'm a grateful Lifevantage distributor. I'm what's called an Elite Pro 8 with the company. You'll find out a little bit more about what that means. And it's really an honor for me to be able to do this. I'm going to share a little bit about my story. I'm going to share about our company story, about our product story, and how you can get involved if you choose or not to, which is either way is great. The most important thing is finding out about this information. And I like to start like this. If you want to change the world, then be the change. So what I also have to say is that everyone's results may vary. You know, the distributors and the sales earnings disclosures are the potential gross earnings are not that of everyone's. So it varies with everybody. So what I'm saying is my opinion, and Lifevantage is a publicly traded company. So the sales commissions, you'll see the commissions report in here, the average sales earnings, and it'll give you more information on that. So let's go. So this is me. Now, my name is Michael Epstein. I am married to that young lady over there of over 20 years. We did a photo shoot there for the little guy there in the blue shirt when he turned 1. His name is Micah, and Matteo is the one in the red. Both my boys, especially Matteo, wanted to be in the room right now. And want to share this with you. I am 63 years old. We've been married over 20 years, and all I've ever done in my life is I've traded time for money. My background is I'm a massage therapist. I've been a massage therapist for 47 years. I'm a martial arts instructor of Chinese Kung Fu. I've been doing martial arts for over 57 years. And like most of you, all I've ever done is traded time for money. If I had a body on my table, I was making money. If I had a student in front of me, I was making money. How many of you can relate to that? When you get to work and you time clock in, you start making money. When you time clock out, you're not making money. So if you're not making money when you're sleeping, this is really going to wake you up. So I've been very blessed because when I was younger, I was struggling like you have no idea to just make ends meet. And unfortunately, I had to borrow money to make ends meet. And that's before all of the stuff that's going on here in 2020. Because my wife many years ago wanted to have children. I mean, look at those two little guys. And I thought it would never happen. But because I said yes to what I'm about to share with you, they exist right there. So you see what it says over there on the right? Dreams do come true. So this is my wife and I, my son is 3 and 1. So last week for the first time, we actually had our my wife's aunt stay with our children. And we went out for our very first time being away from the children. And it was difficult, but it was worth it. But it was difficult because we're so used to it. So, and her name is Paloma. We also own a hair salon. And unfortunately, we now are closed down. We're in California for the 3rd time we've had to close this year because of the pandemic. And here is Matteo and Micah. There's Micah on the left. He's in a music class. You see the little egg that he's using. And my background in my martial arts, all I've ever wanted to do was someday be a daddy and someday teach my child martial arts. And that's actually how I met my wife, teaching her brother. And you see right there in that photo, he's already started teaching or studying from me, which is just gives me gold in my heart. And this was also on the beach the other day. And I like saying this, and I did this pose here. It's a tiger pose, and the sunset was just magnificent. Never miss an opportunity to grasp what you deserve. And really think about that. You might hear my kid in the background crying. So what I'm going to talk to you about, this is the crane stance. Remember the Karate Kid? That's the official crane stance right there. At 63, not bad, huh? Flip your switch, feel better, and do more. Become the best version of yourself. I want to ask you this. If you truly had the ability to become the best version of you, health-wise, is that an important thing? I want you to think of this. If I were to give you $1 million cash tax-free, I'll even sweeten the pot, $5 million tax-free in your bank account right now, everybody's going to go, of course I would want that. But I want you to think of this. Think of the sickest day that you've ever had in your life. May it be a flu, hopefully not COVID, food poisoning, for some of you, maybe a hangover, but think of that. Okay, can you grasp that? Now I want you to do this. I want you to think of that time. Now, in order for you to have that $5 million sitting in your bank account, you have to live the rest of your life that sick. Do you still want that money? I'll bet you there's not one person out here saying, yes, I'd still take it and live horribly like that. No, you wouldn't. Because being the best version of yourself health-wise is that important. So we all know about Uber. We all know about Airbnb. Now, Uber's not the same as it was in 2019 as it is here in 2020, because a lot of people aren't even driving Uber. But Uber is a way that you can have an extra income. Now people still don't know what to do. Airbnb, think of all the people that were sharing their homes. They're not doing that now. Why? Because people are wearing masks and they don't want to be in somebody's house like this. Facebook, we're sharing our lives. And if you think back several years back and how Amazon was, it was a small little book company. And look what it is today. It's over $1 trillion company. Business has changed. Gig economy is so important, and especially for many people like us having to close our hair salon down. How many of you had to close your businesses, or know of somebody that had to close their businesses, or had to lose their jobs that are waiters or waitresses because of this pandemic? Look, we thought that everybody would still be able to come in and get haircuts. And me as a massage therapist, when this hit, nobody wanted me to put my hands on them. They'd say, Michael, I love you, but I'm not coming anywhere near you. So what I'm going to talk to you about is a few things. I'm going to be as brief as I can. We're going to talk about being hijacked or having the ability to biohack our own system. And when you're hijacked, that means that something's taking over you with a destructive purpose. And that's mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, the toxins, the EMFs in the air, over exercising, under exercising, that all causes your body to be hijacked. Sitting on the couch, eating like you shouldn't be eating, some of you, think about that. But to biohack your body is taking control of your own biology and optimizing your genetic potential and truly becoming the best version of yourself by using nutrigenomics. What's nutrigenomics? I'll tell you in a second. The research of how nutrients and natural compounds affect your genes. But before I get to that, I'm going to talk about 4 key components, because no matter how much we want health, we do all, or at least a lot of us, need a healthier wallet. And timing is everything. Timing is everything. I'm going to think really quickly. Think of a pitcher, and think of a pitcher throwing a ball. And as soon as I'm the batter, and as soon as he's letting the ball go, bam, I swing. And then the ball comes by and hits the glove of the catcher. Good timing? Of course not. I'm the batter again. He throws the ball and bam, it hits the glove. Now I swing. Again, bad timing. But what about when that pitcher throws that ball and my eye-hand coordination comes across, and as that ball's coming and I hit that ball with that bat, smack, and hit the ball out of the park. Guys, that's perfect timing. I'm going to talk about perfect timing. I'm going to talk about a product that is highly consumable, that once you get your hands on it and you understand what it is, I promise you, 99.9% of you will never want it out of your hands or your system. And I've been on this for 10 years. And a compensation plan that pays the beginning person, the part-time person, the full-time person, and especially in the mind, the all-time person. And the mentorship to lead you down a direction that you all deserve, because you do not have to be an expert on any of this except one thing. Have a dream, have a burning desire to achieve that dream, and be willing to do what it takes to get there. You see, if most people are willing to do, or most people aren't willing to do what it takes to create the successes. For myself, I'm willing to do what most people aren't willing to do, and do it as long as it takes to have what most people will never have in their life. Think about that. Are you? So, timing again. In business, there's a lot of ground floor opportunities. And in these ground floor opportunities, excuse me while I take a sip here of licorice Axio, you'll find out about that. And it's really good. Over 90% of businesses within 2 years go out of business when they start it. Network marketing are all conventional businesses. So ground floor isn't the best. If you get lucky enough to get in there, it's great. But when companies like Starbucks join, let's see, how many of you know when Starbucks started? I bet most of you don't. I'm going to give you a second to guess. Say it out. 1971. Most of you probably thought late 80s, 90s, late 90s. Well, it's been around, but there was a certain space of time when it got found out about, and critical mass grew in that company. And as it did, that's where people made fortunes in the stock. That's what happens in these types of business that I'm about to share with you as well. And sometimes it's too late. If you were to buy Apple stock now or Starbucks stock now, you'll make a little bit of money, but timing again is everything. In network marketing, if there's over 150,000 in each country, that's where it starts going into a critical mass. Guess what, guys? We have a little over 100,000 distributors globally, and I'm talking over 25 countries. So I'm going to play an ABC clip that was aired in 2005. Pay close attention to this. Pay close attention when John Quinones's oxidative stress is reduced by 45%.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment. For me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing. The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age, but taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. So just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma, all of these, strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes.
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically. Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after. Have we turned back the clock? Maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
We do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
I'm going to stop it right there because I just want to tell you more of anything. But Lifevantage began in a lab with a single question. Is declining health something that we have to simply accept as part of getting older? Again, I am 63 years old with a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old little boys. I'm on 0 medications. Most of my family members, unfortunately, are on slews of medications if they're still alive. Health is the most important thing. So just a brief history about what you just saw. The product came out, the Protandim, the NRF2, came out in 2003. It aired in 2005, and when that aired, $5.5 million of orders came through overnight. But they had no infrastructure. And just by sheer speculation of what they saw with that's why it came to be so big with the amount of money. Stock was under $1, shot over $20, and again, by sheer speculation. But scientists and researchers saw that video and they contacted Dr. McCord and they said, listen, we want to study your product. And they said, well, we don't have the funds to do that. They said, you send us product and we will send you product. And out of that period of time, instead of $5.5 million of orders going back out, only about 200,000 went out. So they figured we've got to do something. So they put it on all the shelves in the stores, the CVS pharmacies, the vitamin shop, Walgreens, Walmart, and even back in that day, which was just barely going into vitamins, was Amazon. And as it sat on the shelves, it sold about half a bottle per store per month for 4 years. The reason why is a lot of the times they stuck it with the antioxidants. It's not an antioxidant. In other stores, they stuck it with all the vitamins. It's not a vitamin. It's an activator. It activates your own body to be your best version of yourself, and reducing this oxidative stress on an average of 45% in 30 days, 40% in 30 days in 100% of the people. So they figured we're making $3 million, but we're spending $5 million. They were losing $2 million per year. So they figured, well, we can't do this anymore. And they contacted some business investors and they took one look at that 15, almost 16-year-old ABC video. And they said, you guys can't sell your company. And they said, oh, well, yes, we can. We're losing our shirts. They said, you need to change your business distribution model. You need to do word of mouth. Or, you ready for this? I'll do this. Network marketing. And they went, no way are we doing network marketing. They said, listen, of where you're going, you're going to lose the company anyways. What's the worst case scenario? So they went back and forth and they did some testing, and they closed the doors on the company that it was, and they changed their format, their business format. And it's history. We're just under $250 million company. So it's really powerful. We have university studies. We have over 27 published peer-reviewed studies from major universities. And it went off the shelves in 2000. That's when it went from network marketing in from 2009. So let's talk about 3 theories of aging. And I'm looking at the time. I value your time. So I want to make sure that I'm giving you information that makes you lean forward to going, I want to hear more about this. So oxidative stress, it's a mutation of our cells. It's normal cells that become abnormal. It's caused from the foods we eat, the air we breathe, but it affects our heart and our skin and our kidneys, our joints, our lungs, our brains, all of our organs, our eyes, and our immune system. And especially today, with what's going on in the world, we want to have the strongest immune system as possible. The body combats oxidative stress by producing antioxidants, but the problem is, as we age, our antioxidant production becomes lower and lower. And those of you who don't have the best diet or that are smoking, and I know some of you smoke, and I hope not, medications that you're on, the pollutants, the inactivity or the overactivity, drinking, toxins, the pesticides, the fungicides, the herbicides, all out there, the wireless stuff out there now, all causes oxidative stress. People having to close hair salons can cause oxidative stress. So how do you combat that? Well, if you look at this apple here and you see if part of it was cut, you see the one side that looks healthy, but the opposite side, it starts browning, and that's what happens. We're rusting in the inside. And if you look on the opposite side and you see how that apple decays, and then look below, our cells decay the same way. So we have something called protandem, as you saw. It's an NRF2 activator. That's a protein messenger. And what we're doing is we're switching on this pathway. It's 5 herbs, 40 years of research. And if you go to a website called www.pubmed.gov, that's pubmed.gov, and you type the word oxidative stress in the search bar. When you look at that, there's going to be 250,000 studies that specifically relate oxidative stress to well over 240 disease processes. Protandem is scientifically proven to reduce oxidative stress on an average of 40% in 30 days. That is a fantastic statement. We don't make any claims. We don't say we treat, cure, prevent, or mitigate anything. But what we can say is that oxidative stress is reduced by protandem on an NRF2 by an average of 40% in 30 days. And if you go to PubMed, again, you'll see how oxidative stress is related to so many disease issues. So 40 years of research of mixing and matching all these different herbs that Dr. McCord did, and he unlocked this genetic code. And by doing that, these 5 herb ratio, one molecule of an antioxidant developed by your own body can neutralize up to 1 million free radicals and affect over 600 gene processes in the body, either upregulating or lower regulating. And by conventional antioxidants like vitamin C, blueberries, acais, oranges, or what have you, those neutralize free radicals on a 1-to-1 basis. One molecule of the antioxidant grabs that free radical and it dies. Here's a great example for it. If you were standing in front of me and I was to hand you for 30 seconds, $1 for 30 seconds, $1 every second, at the end of 30 seconds, you got $30. You might be able to buy a dinner somewhere. Maybe just a couple of cups of coffee in today's world. But that's the 1-and-1. But if I was to stand in front of you and for 30 seconds hand you $1 million every second for 30 seconds, think that makes a big difference? Well, it does in your body. So 25 published peer-reviewed, I think there's 27 now, published peer-reviewed studies, free radical biology, molecular aspects of medicine, enzyme research, Journal of Cellular Biochemistry, the New England Journal, the American Heart Association. You could look all these things up and it'll keep you busy for a long time, but this is validable information that everybody needs to know. And I look at it like this: it's still the biggest kept secret, but this is only part of it. The other part, let me say this, that in Washington State University in February of 2015 published this, not on our product, but on NRF2 activation. And they say that NRF2 is likely to be the most important health promoting approach in the foreseeable future. And NRF2 may become the most extraordinary breakthrough in the history of health. That's a big statement. So our second thing, which is the most important thing, even though oxidative stress is reduced, but mitochondria is the powerhouse of our cells. This is the second theory of aging. And as mitochondria depletes, we deplete. And there's an energy source in the mitochondria called ATP. And when we have mitochondrial depletion, we get tired, we get fatigued, and it causes oxidative stress. So as we have NRF1 activation, it helps repair and make our mitochondria, our DNA, healthier. But what happens is it creates oxidative stress. So when you have NRF2, it comes up and cleans the debris. Pretty amazing. So the third theory of aging, it's called sirtuin. Now, some of you may know of people doing intermittent fasting. And what happens with intermittent fasting is as we eliminate food coming into our body, our sirtuin activity, or our NAD molecule, ends up increasing by 94% if you eat less than 800 calories a day. And I promise most people will not do that because they'd kill one another. They can't go on a sustained diet of less than 800 calories a day. And there's a lot of products out there called NAD that are precursors that really don't do anything. As a matter of fact, most of all of those NAD products out there increase the sirtuin activity and the NAD molecule by 2%. Well, our NAD, it's a synergizer, and it increases your body sirtuin activity and NAD molecule, you ready for this, by 100% in 24 hours. You'll get more information from the person who invited you to this with this. But I wanted to tell you all of what I did so you really understand why I'm excited about what I'm telling you about. So this is what it looks like. We have either 3 bottles, but our company is so brilliant and ingenious. They created packets, 30-day packets. You grab a packet, you take it, you've got your activation for the day. So here's the great thing. Now you might say, well, I only want to take one of them, or I can only afford one of them. Well, if that, take the NRF2. However, when you take all 3 in combination, it shifts your body like you have no idea. As a matter of fact, it increases the overall 1,792% more effectiveness, because think of a pie and there's 3 pieces to the pie. NRF1 is 1 piece, NRF2 is the 2nd piece, and NAD is the 3rd piece. I'm going to briefly touch on the other product. You saw me hold up this. This is Axio. This is smart brain and body drink. There's no sugar, no artificial flavors or sweeteners. I drink this every day. And this is something, as you drink it, it's a nootropic. And the nootropic helps your mind function and your body function without creating any fatigue. The other thing here you see is a probiotic. We have a probiotic and we have a prebiotic that you see down over here. The combination of the probiotic and prebiotic, the probiotic is like the seeds and the prebiotic is like fertilizer. It is so good because when you have good gut health, your whole body becomes much healthier. We have an omega-3 that, how many of you have bitten in a fish oil? Probably not many because it will taste horrible. That's because it's oxidized. Our fish oil comes from a very deep source of cold waters, and the process from from catch to capsulation is less than 6 hours. Do you know that most fish oils, it's 48 hours before when it gets caught to capsulation, and it oxidizes? We have a skincare system that is NRF2 activated. It's a 4-stage. I didn't want to use skincare, but being 22 years older than my wife kept yelling at me, and she'd put stuff on my counter and I would just push it off to the side. Some stuff like Dermalogica, which is good products. But this having NRF2 activation in it, I think it's the only thing that has NRF2 activation in the country. And if you look closer, where are all my wrinkles? Even on top of my head, I use this stuff. And look, our skin is our largest organ. So if you're using NRF2 activation inside and the outside, that's the best insurance policy. We also have a hair care system. And again, I told you that we have a hair salon. This hair care system is different. Why? Our shampoo goes in and cleanses the follicle. It doesn't clog the follicle, and it comes out more of a cream, not a bunch of soap that builds up. Our conditioner is scientifically proven to reduce hair breakage by 57% in 8 days. It gives nutrition to your hair itself. And we have a serum that you put on the areas where we have thinning and what it goes on. I know I have a lot of thinning, huh? Okay, I'm not a candidate for it, but that's okay. But when you put that, so the shampoo cleanses the follicle, and the serum gives nutrition to those follicles. And all I can say is go look at some of the photos that people have used this, and I'm going to let the photos be the big mouth for that, because it will blow your mind. And for our furry friends, we have something that's called Pet Tandem. It's NRF2 activation with collagen and omega-3s, and that's for tandem for our doggies. So we're not just bringing products out to just throw it to people. We're bringing products that are changing people's lives. Okay, we're shifting gears. I'm going to talk business. I'm going to tell you how you can get this, but I'm going to play a 2-minute video. And this 2-minute video really should resonate with you. I want you to really think about where we are in the world today, especially 2020.
The world is changing faster than ever. What used to take decades is now taking years or even months.
What you see right now is the illusion that people have had for many decades, and about the workplace being this secure place to work the rest of your life. For the first time in the history of our nation, our children will not do as well as us.
We've seen our friends get laid off. We've been laid off. We've had our pay cut.
People are overworked and underpaid. They seem to have less time and less freedom. They live under constant pressure.
This is going to be forced. And so even if your employer loves you, you may have to cut you.
There's something wrong. That on Monday morning, the heart attack rate increases by 35%. Technology is accelerating, job security is declining. It just doesn't seem like the old models of making a living are as reliable as they used to be.
Every aspect of our lives, there's a better way out there, but we're still doing it the old way.
We live in the greatest country on the planet, and there are a lot of people sitting around complaining and being cynical.
Like, everyone's whining about this old model, and I'm like, why don't you leave it? Look at all this over here. Look at all this opportunity.
Since so much of our lives revolve around our work and the way we make our living, many people are thinking there just has to be a better way.
The biggest challenge facing our world today is not making money, is what are we going to do with all the displaced unemployed people?
People are afraid that they're going to make the wrong decision. People are afraid of the unknown. People are afraid that maybe I don't have the skills.
Hey, sports fans, industrial age is over. It's dead. It's dying. That's why going to school to get a job is an obsolete idea. A steady paycheck is an industrial age idea.
A steady paycheck is an industrial aged idea. And in the beginning, I said, if you are not making money while you sleep, what are you going to do when you're 65? And guys, in less than 2 years, I will be 65. And I was wondering, am I still going to be carrying and lugging around a massage table? See, I saw what network marketing was, and I took advantage of it. So, linear money, you work 40 or 50 or 60 years trading time for money. 95% of those working linear cannot retire at the age of 65. I couldn't do it. Look, I love doing massage. I get to gift it today. I couldn't make the living that I do today, and I couldn't live the lifestyle that I live today and I hate saying it like this, but just being a massage therapist. It's too difficult. I was wearing my body out. If you learn to leverage income within a 2 to 5 year period, again, if you're willing to do what most people aren't willing to do, you will have what most people will never have. Retirement assets, residual. So let's look at this graph really quick. On the left side, you see 20 years of school on both sides. Again, working 40 to 50 years, earning money. So when you get to be older, what are you going to do? Let's say you have a pension. So that means that you get 40% of what you could barely live on. How are you going to live? Are you going to be ending up having to go to Walmart and standing as a greeter? And nowadays with a mask on, welcome to Walmart. How may I help you? I'm not being fictitious. I'm not being facetious. I'm being real. In network marketing, learning how to leverage money. You still go to school for 20 years. And then within 5 to 10 years, you earn while you learn. You develop your personality. Your whole body changes because you learn so much about yourself and about life. And then for the rest of the years of your life, you could live because you're making more money than you ever imagined. Yes, I know some of you are thinking, well, Michael, you're just talking about one of those pyramid things, right? Well, let me tell you, pyramids are kind of like our government, are kind of like our insurance companies. Or let's take Ford Motor Corporation, for example. Well, I think Fred Ford or Jim Ford or whatever the guy's first name is, who's going to make more money than him? Are the custodians ever going to make more money than the president, CEO of Ford? So people that are managers and they're all tiered, everybody has their allotment of how much money they're going to make. But in network marketing, the more you are willing to do what most people aren't willing to do, you shift that pyramid, if you will. So there's so much potential at the top. See, most people way overestimate what can happen within the first 2 to 5 years, but they way underestimate what can happen between 5 and 10 years. I'll show you the income disclosure here in a moment. So network marketing, it's a $200+ billion industry. And if you look back to 2011, it was 158. It's growing. More millionaires in network marketing are made than any other industry individually. Women that make over $100,000 a year in the United States, 70% of them do it in network marketing. A lot of women in this industry, but this is an industry of shifting people's lives. So now you're going to ask yourself, well, can I do this? Absolutely. Because we have something called ITT. Invite, how to invite, the tools that you use, and using the team and the community. We are dedicated to your success. And it's truly a simple paint by number system. Build a mobile business from your phone. Launch, learn, and lead. Incredible corporate leadership, mentorship, and a system of duplication. a proven system of duplication. And the only thing you need to be an expert in, like I said before, is your why. Have a burning desire to achieve it. Become an influencer and help others become influencers. Think of these 5 T's. Think of writing a T, a T, a T, a T, and a T. Teach teachers to teach teachers. Because we have what every single human being and an animal absolutely needs with the science to prove it. No matter how skeptical somebody could possibly be of what they think they know about this industry, not what they know, but what they think they know about it. When they open their eyes and open their ears and look, they go, oh, I didn't really know that this existed. Well, now you do. Become an influencer and develop influencers. How do you make money? Well, we have daily pay, we have weekly pay, and we have monthly pay. The person that invited you will help discover how that works a little bit more. So we have 5 different aspects of it. We're selling this or sharing this information. I don't like to say selling because what we're doing is sharing information. And when someone looks at this information, they go, it's not for me. Okay. But I felt I cared enough about that person to share the information. What they do with it is up to them. And probably 20% of our entire almost $250 million company are distributors. The rest are customers. And I'll tell you, you can't pry this stuff out of their hands. So we've got networks of consumers. We've got networks of distributors. And how do they make money? Again, daily, weekly, and monthly. Fast, smart start bonuses between 30 and 40% back in your pocket daily. How's that sound? Customers and distributors, because a lot of customers become distributors. And these launch bonuses that we have are unbelievable. And if you look at that Jeep down there, the company gifted me that. They gifted me a large portion of that. I kind of really tricked it out. It's a little different than the average Jeep, but still, we have promotional things that this company does. We have many different aspects of getting paid with who you enroll in 5 levels down of making a percentage, 10%, 5%, 5%, 5% of their entire residual check monthly. And then if you look at the bottom right, 4% global earnings. So when you get to the rank of 7, Pro 8, Pro 9, and Pro 10, you get a share of that bonus pool. And that bonus pool can be significant. And as a matter of fact, that bonus pool can be as big or bigger than your full-time check, your full monthly check. This is a perfect meld. Work from home or anywhere. Social sharing along with social distancing. A virtual office, minimum business assets, and no, you don't need business cards because this is a system of duplication. The training and support is second to none. Out of the 30 years I've been in network marketing, I have never seen what we have, never seen the timing that we have. So why Lifevantage and why now? Because you deserve it. That's why. You deserve to have the health and you deserve to have the wealth. You deserve, it's almost an obligation when you understand what this is, to share this information. Don't be attached to what someone says to you. Not everybody has the right timing in their high noon may not be right now, but make a friend, find their pain, and stay connected, and you will be amazed on the potential of what can happen. So let's look at our income disclosure. A Pro 3, the average Pro 3, which is generating $5,000 of overall volume in a month, the average income for a Pro 3 is $600, a little over $626 a month. Now, if somebody, that's our foundational rank is, by the way, if somebody is, let's say they're spending $200 on themselves every single month and they're making 600, they're in profit $400. Do you think they're going to quit? I don't think so. Let's look at a Pro 5. I hit Pro 5 in 4 months in this company when I joined over 10 years ago. The average Pro 5, and I say average, makes over $3,100 a month. That's over $35,000 a year. That's pretty good money. That some people make that much in a year in their full-time job. This is money that will shift you and your family's lives. And the more that you help other people create choices in their lives, that's how you create choices in your life. Now let's look over here at the Pro 7. That's when you get to the elite rank. $13,000 a month. That's $140,000+ a year. You know, that's less than 1% of the earnings of what this country even makes. And people do this in a year or less. Some 2 to 3 and 4 years, some 5 years. Some people still haven't got there yet. But if you keep doing what most people aren't willing to do, it's inevitable that you'll finally get there. Now I'm a Pro 8. Oh, let me look. Pro 8. If you see that right over here, it says $25,000 a month. That's not a year, that's a month. So let me ask you this. Do you think my life has changed from being a massage therapist? My one child is in private school. Guess what, guys? I'm the one that takes them to swimming. Both of my kids go to swimming. I'm the one that gets to take them to gymnastics. I'm the one that gets to take them to music. I'm the one that gets to take them to school. And guess who I always see at those places? The moms, because dads are out working, trading time for money. This is a gift for me that I get to be part of their lives. How many of you, not to throw salt on anything, but how many of you missed watching your children grow up? If you have the ability to help others not have to go through that, is it worth sharing this information? I'd say so. The assets of Lifevantage, look, we're sponsored by Real Salt Lake. We're the Jersey sponsors. We're known, we're globally known. Corporate support, the production, the leadership of this company, quality control, free shipping, first-class customer service. When you get to be Pro 5 in this company, you get your own account manager. Free advertising, free marketing, free legal and compliance. We've got attorneys that are from Coca-Cola and Disney and Apple that work with us. We've got very powerful attorneys to always have our backs. Our leadership, our quality control and our leadership of our company, our corporate, is second to none. They go above and beyond to make sure that we as Lifevantage are still getting our checks and having everything that we need. And through this pandemic, I will say this, we get paid in our residual income on the 15th of the month. And you know, several times through this pandemic, we didn't get paid on the 15th. We got paid on the 10th. They gave us money early because they knew that we needed it. How many companies will do that? Monthly events and promotions, second to none. So we have 3 packs. Number 1, if you want to be a customer, fantastic. Again, talk to the person and you can get, I would strongly suggest getting the Tri-Synergizer. And then I would strongly suggest having the Axio. However, 3 packages. How many people can start a Starbucks with less than $1,200 to start a business? Obviously not. Let's look at our Platinum pack. That's the pack that gives you all of the tools that you need. And it isn't like you're going to take this stuff and stick it on the side of the road or in your closet and you're going to use everything that's in there. Maybe you won't eat the pet tandem, but you'll give it to your furry friends. $1,250, that includes the distributor kit, but you get almost $2,000 worth of products. And all you're going to do is share information. Now, if that is a little pricey for you, and I always say this, guys, get in where you fit in, okay? Don't feel you have to do anything. But the gold pack, you get it's $650, which includes the distributor kit. You almost get $1,000 worth of product. You're saving 33% on that. And we have what's called a silver pack, and it's $504 of value for $350. That's $300 for the product, $50. As long as you have a $200 auto ship where only $40 is required from you personally, your customer volume actually utilizes towards your auto ship as well. I've never seen anything like that. These packs, you won't hold on to this product. People will be begging this from you once you start sharing the information. I'm not going to get into how you get profit, but let me tell you, you bring in 3 people and your money's back in your pocket. So let me ask you this question. Did I cover the timing about what this is? The 4 key components? I did. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ, LFVN. Go look it up. Did I talk about the products? We're validated by the National Institute of Health. Our products are consumable, and nobody has products like we do. Compensation plan, full income disclosure, need I say more? Mentorship, I am so blessed and honored to be part of the mentorship of this company. And there are people that came in way after me that I look up to in this company. So we are at the forefront of biohacking through nutrigenomics. And remember I said, what's nutrigenomics? It's nutrition with gene expression combined together that puts your body to become the best version of itself. Never depend on a single income. Make an investment of time and effort to create a second resource. And then when this becomes your first resource, you'll look back and go, wow, I guess that guy Michael was right. I'm going to play a video for you. It's another 2-minute video. And this just shows where dreams come true. Micah wasn't born. Matteo was 10 and a half months old here. I just feel exhilarated. I can't even explain how I feel. There's nothing else like it. There's nothing else like it.
I was, petrified to have a kid and not being secure financially.
As a massage therapist and a martial arts instructor, I was petrified on the income that I was making. When I found network marketing, it changed my life like I thought I never would.
The main goal for him, he was trying for a while to get the Jeep.
What can happen at the long duration of time when you don't give up is unbelievable. Out of days, weeks, months, and years of waiting for a dream, at this very moment, it just got here. JL 2018 Rubicon. When someone told me no, I just looked at them and they're saying no, not right now. Because eventually they're going to say yes because of the life-changing products that we have.
Lifevantage changed my whole idea of the industry.
He has built this business one person at a time with his heart. And I'm telling you, I'm so proud of you, Michael. I'm so proud.
Yeah. I stayed steadfast. And because of that, it put me in a position that we have Matteo now. No, don't that. It's all worth it. It all pays off, period. That gives me chills because dreams do come true. I want to thank you so much for your time of taking away from whatever you were doing to watch this Zoom presentation. Don't get off of here and just go, that was okay, but I can't do it. Be willing to do what most people are not willing to do. And I personally promise you, you will have what most people will never have. Don't listen to the naysayers that think they know what this industry is about, because they don't know what this industry is about. They only think they know it. A $200 billion industry, changing lives every day. If it can work for me, a massage therapist and a martial arts instructor, it can work for you. And as my photo that I made this card, I want to wish all of you a very, very safe and happy holiday. And I'm in gratitude I'm in gratitude to be able to be here for you. I'm available to answer any questions for you. So thank the person that thought enough of inviting you to this presentation. Become part of our company, either as a customer or better so, as a distributor, and change your future. May God bless all of you, and may you have an absolutely safe and great holiday season and an incredible 2021. Peace out and cheers.